Save the cheerleader or save the world, everyone. That choice is yours. My name is Sylarclone, and welcome back to Ace Academy. Last time we just kind of started off this game. For those of you who missed it, this game is currently in early access on Steam. It's a visual novel anime sort of kind of dating simulator game. Like I said, they're still working on going on. We just kind of got started, and we are about ready to start our first day of school. So let's go ahead and get going. I hate that I have to take intro classes again. Some of my electives from CINNY did not encompass the full scope of course material, whatever that means. A hush blankets the auditorium as a man strides to the front of the room. Great visual. The alliterations that are in here are fantastic so far. They paint these great images of what's going on around us, even though we only get this stage of what's happening.
Good morning. This is Piloting 101. Is everyone where you are supposed to be?
Well, I think I'm supposed to be here. We are a pilot at Ace Academy, so we are training to be part of the gear program where we pilot these gears. So that's our first class, which is Piloting 101. The professor waits patiently as a handful of students shuffle towards the nearest exit. I yawn and watch them leave with disinterest. Well, I've been there before. A couple of the classes I took in college, for some reason or other, students showed up to the wrong classroom, or they showed up to the wrong class at the wrong time. Something or other that just happened. So that's, again, a great image right there of students on their first day just kind of going, this is not where I'm supposed to be, and politely shuffling them out. He drags a webpage from his tablet onto the screen behind him.
This is
Fancy.
the class web link. Consider this portal as your lifeline for the course. You will find all your assignments and readings here, as well as your current grade in the course. You can find my
Interesting.
contact information in the tab marked Contact. My office hours are listed, so please do not hesitate to stop by. Even I get lonely at times, and I appreciate visitors.
Well, again, I can relate to that as well. I went to a very small liberal arts college where the professors had very many office hours where they'd encourage us to stop on in. And I think the reason these guys are blacked out right now is because they're still developing a sprite or a character art for the professor that's supposed to be for Piloting 101. Again, early access, not everything's completed yet, so it's going to be interesting to see how this game changes. I can't wait to play it when it's finally done. This has been a very exciting game so far. That comment got a couple of weak chuckles from the room. He is thorough. Most students don't pay attention to these introductions, but there's nothing a professor dislikes more than a student who asks a question he's already answered. Agreed.
Now that we've gotten all the boring stuff out the way, I'm sure you're all eager to learn more about the qualifier exams on Friday.
The what now? The class visibly perks up, myself included.
The qualifier exam will not only register you as an active pilot, but will also provide you with your team ranking. I'm sure you've already picked out your teams by now, but I
No.
want to remind you all that each team must have a minimum of 4 people in order to qualify.
Wait, we're supposed to have a team? Nobody told me this. I'm new to this. What is this? A hand shoots up from the middle of the room.
Yes?
Are you sure exams are this Friday? That only gives us 2 days to find a team.
Yeah, what male student said. Soft snickers fill the room. The student visibly shrinks from all the eyes now focused on him.
The majority of students who began their first year here at Ace Academy are aware of the timeline for the qualifier exams and use their summers to form a team and prepare.
Okay.
In the past, we had extended the preparation time before the exam, but found that the majority of students did not need nor want the extra days, so we adjusted our schedules accordingly.
So what happens to transfer students like ourselves? That hardly seems fair where we're coming from a foreign country. And we're coming from the United States into Japan here to be a part of this program where we might have, just arrived, I don't know, yesterday.
But what about those of us who didn't know about the qualifier ahead of time?
Yeah, what do we
We
do?
do.
I suggest you get to work finding yourself a team. Any other questions?
Do you know how to go fuck yourself? The student scowls but shakes his head.
Good. The qualifier exam will pit your team starting 4 against 4 AI gears.
Okay.
You will then be assigned a ranking based upon your overall performance relative to the other teams.
Okay, what?
Don't worry if you can't defeat all the AI gears. They are programmed to be extremely difficult to beat.
So what will base our performance? That's just kind of vague, based upon your overall performance, but if we don't have to worry about it, that would be that's saying you want to succeed, but at the same time, if you fail, it's okay. It doesn't make any sense. It's kind of contradictory there.
Please ensure your gear is in pristine condition for battle.
Of course our gear
All
is.
exams are demonstrated live instead of in a simulator to most accurately gauge ability.
Okay, that makes sense, being a live battle rather than a simulation, where in a live battle you're going to be more conscious of what you're doing, because there are going to be repercussions. In a simulation, sure, you're not going to always be the most concerned for your well-being or your equipment's well-being, because in the end of it all, you don't have to repair the damage or pay for the cost to repair it.
Any questions?
He's answered with silence, so I'm going to assume that's a no.
Let's get started then.
You happy about that? Okay, so this is our first class, so we already have a homework assignment of
Have them complete for
find
next
a
class.
teammate.
Welcome to Ace Academy.
And a weblink assignment,
Rest of the
apparently.
day.
You too, Professor. A thunder of chairs scrape along the floor as students file out of the class. Those who remain chat animately in small groups. So it sounds like those might be the teams already. Yawning, I wait for the crowd in front of the door to thin before making my way out of the room. Once I'm by the door, a snippet of a nearby conversation catches my attention. Well, that makes sense to wait until the very end once people start showing themselves the way out. Because at the end of class, there are those people who are in such a hurry to get out.
Hey, did you see what they brought into the hangar today?
They bring into the hangar today.
Yeah, that ancient-looking thing? I'll be amazed if it still works. Where the hell do you even find something like that?
What?
They fished it out of the ocean.
What are they talking about? The students laughed loudly. What are they laughing at? I have a sinking feeling I know what they're talking about. Are they talking about our gear? Because Uncle Kaido mentioned that we have a very old gear, and we were talking with Uncle Kaido last night about it. That we have an American gear, as you will, that's much different than the slimline Japanese model of gear. So I wonder if they're laughing at our gear. As I hurry out of the classroom, I check my phone and am excited to see an email notification. I eagerly read through the email. It's just a note letting me know my gear has been registered and I now have access to the hangar. Cool, so our gear's arrived and it's in the hangar so we can go see it. Well, that certainly makes things easy for me. At CINY, I spent days going through the registration process. We had to submit all the paperwork ourselves, and of course, nobody in the administrative office was ever helpful. Case. Satisfied, I put away my phone and make my way to the hangar. I bring up the map on my phone and touch the hangar. Lights up. Soon, pulsating lights dot the path from my current location to the hangar. Oh, that's cool. It's a bit of a trek from the heart of the campus, but I make good time. I scan my ID and walk in. So we're already in the hangar. Fantastic. I follow a long hallway, which leads into a grand space filled with towering gears. Okay, so these mechs are rather big. Look at the size of this hangar, though. You can kind of see that visual of how big these gears are supposed to be. Every one of them is sleek, refined, and updated with the latest model of accessories and weaponry. They weren't kidding when they said Japan was the leader in mecha technology. No kidding, with a description like that, I can just see this hallway of these almost Gundam-looking things. That's the first thing that comes to mind when they say Japanese mechs is Gundam, unfortunately. I know that's very stereotypical because the Gundam manga and anime and everything. But that's what I kind of get here. I walk past several rows and gears. Let me try that again. I walk past several rows of gears until... and that looks super cool. I am reunited with Eagle. Okay, so our gear's name is Eagle. That is fantastic. You know, when you were thinking with the Japanese gears that they're describing, all these sleek angles which make them look aerodynamic and super thin. This looks very, I don't know, bulky, almost kind of like a Gurren Lagann sort of thing, where it's got very hard corners to it, where it's got a lot of surface area that's meant for being physically aggressive in combat rather than agile and very possibly thin. A crowd of students surround it. They speak in hushed tones, but break into snickers when they notice me. I push my way towards them, but they disperse before I even reach them. Most are trying to hide their laughter and failing miserably. That's not very nice. Our gear looks sweet. I give my gear a detailed inspection to make sure it didn't suffer any dings or damages during transit. Well, kind of like if your car was just in the shop, you'd look over it to make sure nothing was. So far, so good. My gear may be bulkier, that doesn't make sense. My gear may be bulkier than others, but it's in great working condition, which ultimately is what matters. The colors are bright too. I wonder if they polished it for me, or if it always looked this good. Well, it has sounded like it's been a little bit of time since we last saw Eagle, so it's very possible that it could be polished or it's always looked this good.
The other guys might laugh at your gear, but I sense that it's different.
What?
Spirit.
Hi?
Something that makes it stand out amongst the others. Yes, I can feel this one is truly special indeed.
Okay, that's very anime-esque right there with Sho Shinjiro. Oh yes, I sense that there's much power in this. There's much power in you. This will be a very great thing, even though people mock you. Very anime-esque. Huh? I hadn't noticed the student beside me. His arms are folded and he's nodding with closed eyes, as if he's saying something truly deep and meaningful. Can I help you? Shuffle away from this lunatic. Damn right, it's something special. You know what? I would say damn right it's something special. I'm glad at least someone here knows a good gear when he sees one. I also fold my arms and nod. I'm tempted to ask him to repeat himself so I can record those words of wisdom. Damn right. I think the other guys are just scared. Do you need something?
Oh, right.
He seems almost surprised, as if he'd forgotten why he came. He fidgets so much I wonder if he's nervous.
The name's Sho. Sho
Sho.
Shinjiro. Pleased to meet you.
Hi, Sho. He thrusts his hand out in a greeting, grinning from ear to ear. I cautiously shake his hand. Hi. I'm Sylarclone.
You're a second-year pilot too, right?
Technically, even though I'm a first year here at ACE. Yeah, how did you...
Not that many students transfer during second year, you know? You're the talk of the pilot's lounge.
Really?
Mysterious foreign transfer student.
Almost the mysterious stranger. That would explain the interest around my gear. I guess I didn't quite live up to their expectations. I'm not sure what they were expecting, though.
And I deduced that you are this transfer student.
Very good, Sho. I'm standing next to the new gear looking it over as if it's my baby. And you deduct that because I'm taking such meticulous notice of this gear that it's my own. Very good. I wonder what gave me away. It couldn't possibly have been my magnificent golden locks. My hair's brown.
I've gotta say, I thought you'd be taller.
I thought you'd be smarter. He starts comparing our heights with his hand and is a bit disappointed to find we're about the same height. That would make Sho rather tall, seeing as in real life I'm about 6'4", 6'5". Again, just what was he expecting? We don't all look like Leonardo DiCaprio. Okay. We don't all look like Leonardo DiCaprio. Let's all be honest of what they're trying to say here. That's to you guys who make this game. I'm sorry I don't remember the developer's name at this point. I think his perceptions of America might be... I think his perception of America is a bit skewed.
Anyway, you're new here, which means you're not part of a team yet, right?
How did you know? Right, that's been on my mind since class ended. Makes sense, you know, that's a big concern. We just all of a sudden came in yesterday and are told we need a team, which requires chemistry and lots of thinking over of who's going to fit well together in order to be successful. I nod, almost certain I know what he's about to say next.
Well, it just so happens that my team is lacking that oh-so-vital fourth member we need to be able to compete.
Are you asking me to be a part of your team? He looks at me hopefully, then leans in close. A little too close. Personal space, man.
You see where I'm going with this, don't you? Basically what I'm saying is, you should join my team because we're awesome.
You know, with an argument like that and a business proposal like that, I can't refuse. Sign me up. You know what? An opportunity like this is not going to present itself often. If we were just to say, I'd like to see what my options are, it'd be great. But this guy seems genuinely interested in our gear and what it has to offer, because Eagle looks different. And you know why he might seem crazy and weird? He approached us saying, something seems different about this. I like this. He's not snickering and laughing at it. He's genuinely just kind of sitting there. I can see him now is someone that's just kind of sitting there going a lot to this gear. Sure, it might be different than the others, but I sense potential. It can be strong. Possibly the one to save us all. You know, that very anime sort of thing, if that's something you're into and you've watched anime before, you gotta trust someone like that who's very modest in all of it and very down to earth with it, even though he might have a definition of space. What the hell? He seems friendly enough. Plus, I'm not exactly in a position to be picky about whose team I join. That is right. A team offer has been put on the table. Let's take it. Saves us the time of going around looking for. Sure, why not?
Now that's what I'm talking about, brosif.
Don't ever call me that. Excitement brightens his face, and I'll admit the feeling is somewhat infectious. That's right, we do have a team now, which is great.
Come on, our lounge is that way. I'll introduce you to the team.
Alright, cool, so we found a team. Joe and I start making our way down the hall. And I think I'm going to end this episode here. So we've had our first class of the day, and we've already found a team to join. Even though we were told in class that we need to have a team. So probably within an hour, hour and a half, we found a team and already completed that assignment. So I'm really liking this so far. While it hasn't been so action-packed and high intensity, it's really nice to kind of sit back and enjoy the atmosphere the game is trying to create through its verbal use, which is very interesting. Because, again, like I said last video, I've not done anything like this. This is really cool. And I find myself oddly enjoying it, just a chance to sit back and read, almost. Even though we're participating in the novel, still reading. And I really enjoy reading, which is a lot of fun. And just being part of that whole atmosphere and that fantasy that comes with it as well, especially if you read fiction. So like I said, I'm going to end this episode here. If you guys did enjoy the video, hit the like button there at the bottom. And if you do want to see more content like this and other games, because I am doing a wide variety of games as well, hit the like button there at the bottom and rise above the heroes to try to be the best you very are. And I will see you guys next time. Take care.